Hi everybody, Kev McNamara here. Welcome to the Inspired Healing Podcast. This is a podcast for those of you looking to change your lives, get out of your comfort zones and reach your full potential. I talk about the Stoics and the Stoic stories and quotes from people like Marcus Aurelius, Seneca and Epictetus. I explain how they relate to your life today and how they can help you change your life for the better. It's kind of the 5-minute Stoic for personal development. And please support our sponsors, Prostate Plus. If you're a man and you want to shrink your prostate, Prostate Plus are the best supplements you can get. I use them myself to keep my prostate fit and healthy. And milfan.com, the world's best food delivery service. Links are in the show notes below. Now let's go inside.
Hi everybody, it's Kev here, and today I want to talk to you about a really great book by Ryan Holiday that I've been listening to when I do my runs, called Ego is the Enemy, Ryan Holiday. I'll put the link in the show notes, so you can just click on that and go and check it out on Amazon. Really great book. Ego is the enemy, and we all have an ego. And what I want to do is, in the book he talks about Stoics and the great people who managed to suppress their ego, and he also talks about the people who found it very hard to suppress the ego, and the ego basically destroyed them. People like Howard Hughes, DeLorean, who made the great futuristic car. So a lot of interesting people, and he talks about people like Eisenhower and General Marshall, who was in the army, people who actually kept their ego at bay and had great success without just going about their work, basically. And I just want to talk about a particular chapter in there called Work, Work, Work. And I'll just read a few excerpts from it and some quotes, mainly some quotes from the book. Henry Ford said, you can't build your reputation on what you're going to do. A lot of people talk about, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. That's just their ego. Get out and do it. That's the key to it. Ben Horowitz said, the hard thing isn't setting the big, hairy, audacious goal. The hard thing isn't dreaming big. The hard thing is waking up in the middle of the night in a cold sweat when the dream turns into a nightmare. Everything requires work. Do we really understand that? A lot of people don't understand that. It takes work. A lot of people are waiting for that big break, but that's just their ego getting in the way there. So, and it's not work until your big break, or you work until you get a name for yourself. It's work, work, work forever, and that's what he's getting at in this particular chapter. And like I say, I love the book. There's some wonderful stories in it, and that chapter particularly, I really like that. There are so many young people these days. You see them on Instagram, on Facebook, and they're out there trying to get thousands and thousands of followers. They're trying to do it quickly, and they want this success overnight, basically. And what he says in the book is it takes work, 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 work. And even when you achieve success and you may become famous, he says that's when it's even harder to suppress the ego, because the more success you have, the bigger your head can get and the bigger you fall, basically. Most people say, look, I haven't got an ego. I'm just out there doing what I do and blah, blah, blah. And but when success comes, that's when the ego really lights up and says, right, we've made it. You've made it. You're fantastic. You've done this, you've done that. And that's when ego can really get in the way. And it's a wonderful book. There's another great chapter called The Danger of Early Pride. And there's a great quote from C.S. Lewis. A proud man is always looking down on things and people. And of course, as long as you're looking down, you cannot see something that is above you. And that's just a fantastic, I just like that quote, because pride sort of blunts that instrument that we need to own in order to succeed, and that's our mind. It blunts our mind. So we've got all this pride wandering around, and as that saying goes, pride comes before a fall. That's another great chapter in the book. Another great one is always stay a student. It's another great one that I love. As we first succeed, we find ourselves in new situations, facing new problems. The freshly promoted soldier must learn the art of politics, the salesman how to manage, the founder how to delegate, the writer how to edit others, the comedian how to act, the chef how to run the restaurant in the front of the house. As our island of knowledge grows, so does the shoreline of our ignorance. In other words, each victory advances you towards a new situation to which you haven't yet encountered before. It takes a special kind of humility to grasp that you know less. even as you know and grasp more and more. No matter what you've done up to this point, you better still be a student. If you're not still learning, you're already dying. It doesn't tell me who that quote is from, but what a fantastic quote. So in other words, it's not enough to be a student in the beginning. It is a position that one has to assume for life. We're always learning. We've always got to keep learning and keep taking things in. So like I say, great book. I could talk about it for hours. Ego is the Enemy by Ryan Holiday. As I say, I will leave a link to the book in the show notes here. I've got it on Audible. I listen to it when I'm out running. Just some great stories in there, as I say, of great people who have let ego get to them and it's cost them everything, and other people who have managed to really control that ego and just go about their life very unassuming but achieving great things. And that's a real skill, to not let the ego take over. So that's it for today, guys. Hope you enjoyed that. Like I say, Ryan Holiday's got some great books. Another book of his is The Obstacle is the Way, which again, he talks about a lot of the Stoics in that and how they move forward and how they look at obstacles, not as obstacles, but as the way. And you get through them by facing them, finding a way around them, over them, through them, whatever. But great work, fantastic book, and it really does humble you, and you start to realise and see yourself. You can see yourself where your ego is getting a hold of you. You can manage to sort of drag it back in, and I've read it and I've seen myself in a few of the chapters. Some good, some not so good, and it really does help you. So definitely worth getting a hold of. So as I say, I'll put a link in the show notes and also in the Facebook group here. Thanks for listening, guys. Have a fantastic day. Don't let the ego get to you. Just stay humble, keep working, and you'll achieve success. Have a great day. Bye for now.
Well, I really hope you enjoyed today's podcast. If you did, please subscribe and leave a review. That really does help us. And also share it with your family and friends. That would be great. And please support my sponsor, Prostate Plus. Prostate Plus supplements really can help shrink your prostate. I use them myself to great effect. The links to Prostate Plus are down below in the show notes. Thanks for listening. See you next time.